Hey guys, Tactical Diesel Dad. Today I am doing some wiring on my 2016 dump trailer. It's wintertime, and during the winter, obviously, it gets dark earlier. So when I'm backing up, I need to be able to see behind my trailer. So I also have some strobe lights on the back of my dump trailer for traffic control whenever I'm on the side of the road doing tree work or landscaping. And I want to combine those two wires so I don't have just a bird's nest of wiring hooking up to my truck. So you can see here, I installed this is my regular wiring harness 7-point here, and then it comes with the 4-point. I went ahead and installed another 4-point here. So what that's going to do is eliminate both these wires here are going to connect to this, and I've already started the process, and I'll show you what's going on. So I got these solder and seal wire connectors. They work really well. I'm impressed with them. There's different sizes. So you have the yellows are extra large, and the blues seem to be about maybe 12 gauge, and then you've got some smaller ones that I'm utilizing as well. So they work really well. They seal the wire and make it waterproof. And then I also have several sets of shrink wrapping or heat shrink tubing that I got off of Amazon, and I utilize those to go over all the wire connectors and kind of make it an outside jacket for that wire, make it look nice and neat. So I'm going to solder one of those, show you guys what it looks like. And I'm using a little mini butane torch. You can get these at Home Depot. If you get too close with the flame, it is going to start burning the plastic, so you got to be really careful. You try to get that little solder ring in the very center hot, and you'll see it melt and coat the wires with solder. Sometimes you won't see it, but you can tell that it's melted a little bit, and the instructions say that's fine. They recommend that you use a heat gun. I don't own a heat gun. I really don't want to spend a nice one's like 70 bucks, 75 bucks. I've got that butane torch. I'd rather use that for now. Maybe someday I'll buy a heat gun that can be useful with other applications as well. But for now, I keep all this stuff in my shop because I like to maybe add some off-road lights or something like that to my vehicles or my skid steer or something like that. So I like to have this stuff in stock, so whenever I have a wiring project, then I have to go to the store and hunt that stuff down. All right, trying to get a good angle so you guys can see the installation of this. You simply put your wires through, try to get them both through that little solder ring in the very center, and then it's kind of difficult to do. Sometimes you can use like a little clamp to hold the wires in place, but it looks like it should do right there. So now I'm going to center that little solder ring, and then use this butane torch to kind of heat it up. You'll see that red gel heat up on the inside, and that kind of waterproofs the wire. I'm trying to get around this thing. Again, you don't want to get that flame too close, or it's gonna just melt the wire. There you go. I got a flash right there of solder, so that should do it. And then I need to go over that one just a little bit more, but this white one, you can see it is waterproof now. I saw the flash of the solder melt right there. It cools down pretty quick, so I can touch this plastic without burning myself, but I'm gonna heat that shrink tubing up just a little bit more. There we go. I can see it kind of adhere to the black wire. So I have the color codes written down. So essentially, one wire is for my reverse light for the dump trailer, and then another one is for the strobe lights. And then I'm going to cover this. You can see the other ones that I've done. They're super strong. I can't pull these apart. Looks like it's nice and waterproof. And then I'm going to slide. I already installed this jacket of heat shrink tubing over it before I started. And you can do these individually too. Underneath my truck, I put heat shrink tubing over these just as a protective, an extra added protective barrier. And then these white wires are not in use, but I'm gonna keep them on there. So now I'll just slide this heat shrink tubing over the entire bundle and go over that until my wire nuts are, I'm sorry, the connections are right there. So now it's important to keep this thing moving because you're using open flame. You don't want to just sit there and melt your tubing. But this will give it, I think I'm running out of butane, but this will give it a good, yeah, I'm running out of butane. I might have to fill this back up, but you can get the point that it's gonna shrink around this. So these two wires now become one, and they now connect to, it's hard to see what's going on here. So now they connect to this connection here instead of having some plugs underneath that I was having to constantly mess around with. So I hope that helps. I'm sure you've seen those advertisements on Facebook or YouTube where they pop up, and so far I like them. They're nice and handy. And then again, I just put a heat shrink tube on the outside of it to give it that extra layer of protection and kind of seal everything in, and I like it. So if you have a good wiring project to do, I'd recommend these solder connectors. Hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching.